Oh hey, how's it going, everyone? It's it's your pal Chris here on Friday, like usual, to draw some names. Hope everyone is doing well on this Friday that we are having. um, I guess I need to say the rules every time. Oh, did you hear my voice crack? I'm finally hitting puberty. Just as we always do it to keep things fair, I I start with the first comments from when I go live, uh, not the ones before, because you could comment on the stream whenever you want as soon as it's posted. So first come, first serve. There is the ability to jump the line with a super chat of $20 and up. But other than that, first come, first serve. I'm gonna try to do as many as I can to keep things fair. Just have a couple quick announcements before I start drawing. Number one is I finally did it. We have a hoodie coming. It's up for pre-order. It's in production right now. This is a limited edition run in two colors. We've got black and alpine green. This is the same design as the long sleeve shirt that I had that sold out pretty quickly. Actually, it's not officially sold out. There's actually two of them left, and I think they're both smalls. So if you're a small and you want that long sleeve shirt, this is your opportunity. So these hoodies will be shipping in a couple weeks. They are a limited run, a little bit more limited than the shirts because hoodies are pretty pricey. But I did a lot of research trying to find the best blank for hoodies, and it was pretty difficult. I knew that with t-shirts, I had the comfort colors that I was very happy with. The fit was great, but there's just a lot of really bad hoodies out there. These are very good quality. The company's called like Independent something, but they're like sustainably sourced. They're heavyweight. They're not the flimsy ones. They don't have a dumb fit. They don't have weirdly short sleeves. They're just delightful. I'm very happy with them. I'm very excited to get these in, and they will be shipping in a couple weeks. Also, I have the Care About Other People shirt because those are shipping now. Those were originally up for pre-order, but they're in the shop, and they're looking at the shelf right now. They're about halfway through, so there's still at least a few sizes, at least a few of each size available. But if you're gonna want one, I wouldn't sleep on it. And you can use the promo code LIVE to get a discount on your order. If you are a patron, you get a better discount. So check your patron membership information and make sure you use that discount code because it'll a little better than the live one. So check that stuff out. And I did a soft release of these hoodies on Patreon for patrons, and a bunch of them went very quickly. So there's already some of the sizes are running low. So if you want one, jump on that. What else? The other thing is I just launched a new class on Skillshare last week that is sort of like a really easy way to make repeat patterns using Adobe Fresco and Capture together. And it just got a staff pick on Skillshare, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's already got over 100 students. It's got some good reviews, some good projects in there. So check it out. The link in the description should get you 30-day free trial if you're new to Skillshare. So you could do it all for free. So thank you. Check that out. And then one last thing. You may know, as I mentioned last time, I painted a giant mural in a gallery, and I put together a video for it. And it took a long time to put the video together because it was a bunch of listen, it was not that organized, but it goes through the process from like coming up with the idea for what I was going to paint to choosing paint colors, mixing the paint, deciding on what paint to use, different paint markers that I use for the line work, and then the whole process from start to finish, how I got the design up on the wall. So that video is going to come out on Tuesday. So look for that. That's the thumbnail. You may think, hey, what's going on with your face in that picture? Well, I accidentally launched paint all over my face in the process. So that's in the video too. So if you want to see how I ended up with white paint all over my face, check that video out. Also, if you're a patron, you already have access to this video. So you check out my Patreon. It's linked below if you can't wait. And then one last thing, speaking of my amazing patrons, just want to quickly give out a shout out to all of my official Piascikos and above who get their name drawn and included in all the videos I make while they are active patrons. I couldn't do it without you all. You are my heroes. You're my heroes. Alexander, you said, how long did it take? I painted the mural. I had to do it within a week, but I couldn't be in the gallery all day, every day. I even did a live stream that week. So I was in the gallery Monday through Thursday, probably like 9 or 10-ish till about 3. And then I went in after the live stream. I did it on that Friday and finished up some stuff. So that's how long it take. Okay, let me switch over to my iPad so I can start drawing some names. Okay, let me turn on some background jams. Make sure you're smashing my thumbs, and let's get this drawing party started. I feel like my lighting color looks weird, like I'm green or blue or something. Oh well, maybe I'm an alien now. Okay, so the first name on my list is Powers Gray. That is a great name. I don't know why I just was zooming in and out for no reason. So as always, we just write the name down to start. Powers Gray. Okay. I feel like we gotta do something with powers to like give it superpowers or something, but I don't know what. Maybe not just like the standard like 3D Superman letters. Maybe it's like more of a kind of explosion, but maybe I'll just try to do it more simply first and then like add some sort of style effect to it. So maybe if it's explosion, like it could be shifted with some bass lines and just more kind of energetic lettering. This looks pretty powerful. I think that's a good starting point. Before I add anything else to it, I want to get the name in there. I can't decide if I want to keep it, you know, in the same style or have gray be different. Let's see. AJ McCracken, you said, how do I get a Buttman pin, also a Dottie hoodie? I need stuff, take my dollars. Well, Dottie is on the sleeve of the new hoodie, so that is in the shop. You are referring to the Buttman pin because you saw my Instagram story where I posted a sneak peek of some enamel pin ideas that I had that I'm working on, which includes a Buttman as a little enamel pin. It's like a pin set that's 3 different enamel pins would come together as a little set. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. You could probably see it on my Instagram. I think I like it like this. Maybe we could have some extra powers coming out of the side of this. All right, let's bring this to life. Merge those down, lower the opacity. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So I think I want it to be more what am I trying to say? Like explosion-y, electric or something. Yeah, I think like that would be cool. So let's just go straight to an inking brush. I'm gonna use the classic inker from my Retro Supply Co. set. Diana Lisa said that you ordered the Alpine Green hoodie. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. I'm very excited about that Alpine Green. I had initially planned to just do black, but when I was looking at this, the swatches for the blank that I chose to go with, the independent ones, I saw the Alpine Green and I was like, I need that real bad. I just was real spazzy here because I was trying to turn down the smoothing and I just like tapped a bunch of stuff for no reason. Okay. Alexandra Van Hove said, hello from Geneva. Beautiful hoodies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. Ellen Ariser, Starry Night Diner. You said you were disappointed with the name layer feature. You can't see the layer names in the layer palette, so not useful until you export to Photoshop. My hopes were up, then dashed. Layer name feature. Oh, in Fresco, how like the name is over here. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I also know that they're trying to keep the interface clean, so it's like more about there's more room for the drawing experience. I know a lot of apps can feel a little bloated. I'm sort of torn on that because like, yeah, seeing the layers, the layer names would be helpful, but also I like not having to see them. And you do sort of have the option, like you can leave this menu open if you want to see the name. Doesn't you don't have to have that shut. I just close it because I like the extra space. Wolfgang Morrow, you said, do you think I could animate an entire lyrics-based video on Fresco? Technically, you could, but it wouldn't be ideal. Fresco intentionally calls their animation tools like motion tools because it's really more about adding motion to an other like continuous looping motion to an illustration as opposed to creating an animation. The reason for that is because each layer gets its own individual timeline. And this is like a superpower for some things. Like it makes it so easy to like animate as you go and like have things traveling easily at different speeds and like different ways. It speeds up a lot of stuff, but what it's not good for is doing like a full sequential animation where things are starting and stopping at different places. That said, like even when I'm doing stuff that's more sequential, I still will animate in Fresco just because the process is so good and some of the like automated features and the way it works is just so much better than other software, I think. So what I'll do is I'll just like do pieces. I'll do it in chunks and then export those and then put them together in a video editing software or even Photoshop. I recently did that for a client project where I was doing some animations for a university, and I needed to, they're like TV commercials, so I needed to sync them up to audio, and things didn't happen all at the same time, so I would animate the pieces and then just assemble them as like clips into the video so I could sync it all up, and that process works well for me. AJ, you said you're ordering the hoodie right now. Yeah, I'm almost positive the enamel pins are going to be happening. I will be sure to update when I have more solid information about like when and when they'll be available. And Sandwich, you said the pin would be a great gift to your brother. He was a massive enamel pin collector. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like enamel pins a lot. I had, a long time ago, I did a bunch of them, but I haven't done any in a while. So I would be excited to do some more. Powers Gray, I hope you like this. I feel like this is a explosion of power. Okay, cool. What's next? Let's see. Let's get back to my sketchy pencil. Next up is a super chat from Afro Goddess. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also, shout out to Syntax for the super chat and saying that he wanted to thank me for being such an amazing teacher to you and a gazillion others. That is super nice of you. I really appreciate that. All right, what are we gonna do here? I feel like maybe we could do some sort of like flowy curve for Goddess and have like the afro part kind of come into the top. And like the R I could do something like the F is tricky, I think, because of the negative space, but that's why I'm thinking some more sort of like flowy, almost like wiggly letters could come in there. Maybe we can have like a tail on the G that underlines it. I think overall as a structure, I think this is looking pretty good. Maybe we could have like a little tail on that, the crossbar on the A to kind of flow that in. Maybe we could connect these. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go to slightly tighter mode. Sketch phase around 2. Since we're doing flowy lines, I'm turning my smoothing way up because I got shaky coffee hands. Okay, so let's start with the stuff that I was happy with. Like this G, I think is pretty cool. Oh, you know what? Maybe this... I think I like that better, where it like the two words flow into each other. And then we can like, because the S's are nice and round, we could kind of fit them into this space. Mike Holick, you said Buttman pins. I'm cracking a smile over here. Awesome. Okay, so I think the only issue is the ODDE are getting a little cramped up in there, but that is okay because we can address that now. Maybe if we just like stretch the whole thing a little bit, that'll give us a little bit more space to work with. Let's see. So I think the first thing we can do is make this G just a little bit thinner. I keep making that not come out far enough. Okay. I was trying to make it thinner and then I made it just as wide because I did this part dumb. Okay. Maybe we overlap these letters a little bit. Okay, we're getting there. All right, I'm ready to tighten this up. Let's delete that one. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I think maybe I'll do this one in vector so I can get these lines to be super clean and like sharp angles and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about, maybe. Let's use crispy vector from my vector presets. Check the line weight, that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this long continuous line because it sort of dictates the shape of the other letters and the angle. Skippy McHaggis, channel moderator, you said your jean jacket had all the bling. I have a lot of bling on my jean jacket too. Okay, let's get these S's. Oh no, why are my headphones dying? Apparently they didn't charge when I plugged them in last night. Oh well. I guess I don't really need them. It'd be more of an issue if I had a guest with me again. So, because I'm using the vector brushes, I can just draw through stuff here, which is going to be a nice situation to get these shapes to fit together nicely. Just looks a little bit messy during the process, but you know, that's okay, because it'll give us very clean results. All right, I'm gonna clean up some of this using the vector trimming. Death Ray Cat, you said, do you do band logos? Mine has too many words, so I've always struggled with it. I'm learning so much from your channel, though. My ADHD timer arrived today. Oh, awesome. So, you know, I have in the past, I do from time to time. I used to do it a lot, actually. Back in my design days, I did a lot of stuff in the music industry. Yeah, like when my schedule allows and I can fit it in, I do it for sure. It just ends up getting a little pricey for like smaller bands, which is not great, just because, you know, due to my schedule and timing and like being able to fit things in. I wish I could had more time so I could fit in more stuff, but end up having to like charge more due to schedule constraints and stuff like that. Well, I don't know why I'm assuming that your band is small. You could be sitting over there messaging me from I can't even name a big band right now for some reason. Who's cool with the kiddos these days? Besides your band. Speaking of bands, I've been toying with this idea for a video for a while that I think could be fun, but also a little crazy. Or it's like a challenge video. Like I wanted to do some sort of thing where I draw or I letter a bunch of things in a given amount of time. Like if you guys know the YouTuber Elliot is a cool guy. He's a funny designer from Australia. He did like some ridiculous one where he did like 1,000 logos and like he did each one in a minute, and like it was a funny video, but it was like too many for any of them to be very good. So my thought was to do like draw 50 of like, I don't know, my favorite bands, just like redo the new lettering for 50 of my favorite bands and do them in like 5 minutes each or something like that. Does that sound like an interesting video? That's what I think it still ends up being like 4 hours of drawing, which is a lot to do in one sitting. especially when you're not just like noodling on one thing. It's like stressful every time because you've got a timer and you have 5 minutes to make something. Let me know what you think, because I already started making the list. And another challenge video I was thinking about was leaning into the idea and admitting that I am not good at drawing human faces sometimes, or like I'm not confident in like the way I feel like I do them differently all the time. So I was like, what if I take submissions for like 50, or those could maybe be faster, I don't know, still working on the details, but I like take submissions for just like people, and then I just like take the list and then I just start cranking through and I just draw them and do as many as I can, and then maybe that will in turn make me get better at doing them. What do you think about that idea? You ever thought about it? Hold on, I have to concentrate here. What am I doing? Okay. There we go. Doris and Fred, you said watching in sunny London. Is it really sunny there? Isn't the stereotype that it's never sunny? But I'm glad to hear it's sunny, and thank you so much for watching. I feel like I've never heard the term sunny London. Okay, so we're almost there. There's just a little bit of I'm not happy with these S's. But I think I have an idea. I'm gonna duplicate this, and then I'm gonna fill this in white. Oops. And then on this one, I'm going to fill it all in. We'll do a little 3D action, and I think that will help me to figure out the way those letters look together. Skippy McHaggis, you said, would you draw famous people or our love? I would draw any. I think it wouldn't matter. They might be bad. I feel like there's some people I can draw well. Like if you saw when I did the all day live stream and I like just drew Kirk on the fly, like it worked out. Like I can draw Kirk. But some people, it's just like, I don't know. I just can't do it. Or just struggle with it a lot. So I want to not have that happen. Or it's like I can do it, but then it doesn't feel as cohesive with like the rest of my work. Like it starts to look not necessarily realistic, but more like way less stylized than some of my other stuff. So I don't feel confident, and I want to get over that. But I think it's also nice to know that someone who's been a professional illustrator for 16 years and has worked with lots of big companies doesn't know how to draw people, and is very self-conscious about it. So maybe that's good to know. We're just about done here. I just need to make sure we don't have any corners that are getting messed up. Oh, this one. Just have to blend that in. And then I think this, could use a little bit more. Cool. I hope you like it. Thank you for the super chat. Up next is syntax. C Y N T A. I feel like it's like with Powers Gray, this feels like a superhero name too. S Y N T A X. That sounds like what the Wacom Cintiq tax, like they're more expensive. Well, it's like, why is the Cintiq more expensive than the Huion Canvas Pro? Because of the syntax. Get it? Brch. Brch. Doris and Fred, you said it's glorious today, sunny and warm, like 72. It's rarely foggy, but does often rain. Okay, cool. Allie Patches, you said, hey, you're super inspiring to me. Thank you so much, Allie Patches. I appreciate that. That's so nice to hear. All right, what are we going to do here? I already see the C and the Y and like want to sort of do something fun with them. Like, you know, like, look at that. That's fun. But then how do we continue this journey so that it makes sense with the other letters? Maybe I think I'm gonna start a new layer in case I need to move stuff around. Maybe the N can go like that. The T can tuck above it, maybe. But then we got these. The X's are gonna really put a wrench into things. How can we draw X's in a way that could work like this? Especially when they're two side by side. Or like, they're script X's. Could we do anything with that? Sorry, I'm in the concentration mode for a second. Okay. Scotty, you said shaky coffee hands is the best superpower. It is when you're trying to do some like shaky lettering. Okay, let's see. I wonder if we brought this like C over and then like the Y. I don't like that. But what if? Would it be cool if they? Always staying super messy at the beginning because I'm just figuring out problems. Always remember that. Don't try to just make something look good right off the bat because you're not, at this point, I'm not drawing to make it a good drawing. I'm drawing to figure out what I need to do for it to end up as a good drawing. And like figuring out like how, like if I just immediately started trying to draw nice letters, I would never be able to get to this point where I'm gonna do something interesting and like a unique way to fit stuff together. Oh, I forgot another announcement. I am excited because I was asked to judge the Society of Typographic Arts annual T100 show. What's something? I don't listen. I'm a judge, and there's some rock stars who are also judges with me. I think there's 4 of us, and it's I'm excited that I got asked to be a judge for it. I just started doing this and forgot that we had to deal with that A situation. That was how we got to this whole point. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna come in here and we're gonna use the warp tool to massage this into what I want. So I think the issue is that I think it needs to like taper because of this this AXX part. All right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. It's still a hot mess, but we're gonna make it happen. Just try to believe in me for a second. Hold on a second. Hey, how's it going? Okay. All right, let's massage this shape a little bit with the warp. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is draw some guides to help me visualize this. Okay, having some sort of structure like this, I think, is gonna be helpful. So what I'm gonna do is lower the opacity on that, and then I'm gonna start with areas that are trouble so far, and that's the X area. Yeah, see, having this shape as like just something to guide me to is allowing all of it to start to feel more cohesive and less all over the place, and the shape is also more interesting. We gotta make these other letters a little bit wider because it was getting a little cramped from all the pushing with the warp tool. Okay, we're getting there. This is gonna work. All right, let's merge this down, make this a little bit bigger. Let's start with the X's because they're still a little bit of a problem. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I just need to figure out this section, and then I'm gonna look up at the questions. I just wanna, once I fill these in and feel like they look cool, then I'll be able to do the rest. Okay, I think that's looking kind of cool. I think we can do the rest. Patrick Putman, you said, looking sweet, Chris, but then again, I have yet to see anything you draw. That really sucks. I appreciate that, but rest assured, I draw things that suck all the time. Definitely more than a few that I feel that way about. For example, my first book, my collection of daily drawings, 1,000 Days of Drawing, I would say almost 100% of that book. Scotty, you said you started watching these live streams as a whole family over. Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool to hear. Is anyone being forced against their will? Because we don't want that. What did I do? Oh, I accidentally activated a hidden layer. A bunch of you have asked me to do like another studio tour video and like talk about some of the stuff hanging up and like some of the stuff on my shelves, and just wanted to give you an update that has been filmed, so it'll be coming in the somewhat near future. Just a couple quick touch-ups on this one. I don't like this corner down here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Never use the eraser. Use the brush you're using with the modifier so that you can maintain the same texture that you were drawing with. Otherwise, you get a weird spot in your line work that doesn't match the rest. I do want to quickly just see, as I feel like it could benefit from a little border, little house. All right, syntax, I hope you like it. Okay. Up next is Kevin. It's a funny transition going from a name like Syntax to Kevin. Kevin! That was my Home Alone impression. All right, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for Kevin? I don't know. I'll just freestyle something over here. I don't know where I'm starting. I'm not starting with anything. Get these VE maybe. One thing that's interesting about Kevin is we've got a V in the center, and that maybe could make a cool situation, like a starting point. Like maybe we could use that, like if we, let's duplicate this thing, rotate it over. I don't know what I'm doing. We're experimenting. Let's duplicate this. Let's flip that. Okay. We'll see if this gets us anywhere. I think this has the potential to be cool. Let's merge this stuff together. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and let's use symmetry for a minute to help with our structure. Okay. Oops. Oh, I can't trim that because I did it all as one shape. Oh, that's fine. Okay, let's see if having this helps. I think it will. Mike and Dawn said, is this a wiggle brush or your steady hand? And my lack of steady hand. So no, I was using the classic anchor, the one that I use quite often, and I was just shaking my hand as I drew. Eye is tricky because I kind of want to match up this. I don't know. We're not going to force that part. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing around. I think we're gonna just, I want to lean into the geometricness of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on symmetry again and do as many lines as I can symmetrical. So let's go for it. I'm gonna do the gritty vector for this. John Black said, can you import Procreate brushes to Fresco brushes or make your own? So Fresco uses Photoshop brushes, so there's the largest inventory of brushes on the planet available for Fresco. You can't necessarily do Procreate specific brushes, but Procreate can use Photoshop brushes. So I think that's the answer. Okay. But any Photoshop brush works in Fresco, because Fresco files are inherently Photoshop files. Fried Potato, you said you've been binging this channel lately, quickly becoming my happy place. That is so nice to hear. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think I'm actually going to draw a line down the center of this because I think I may need it for the trimming purposes because of how the symmetry works, but we'll see when we get there. All right, this is getting messy. Let's clean it up and then draw in the rest. Set Pixels, you said you just happen to be wearing one of your shirts right now. That is so nice. Which shirt is it? E-Jane, you said you've been doing 100 Faces challenges since November, and you're definitely seeing progress. That's so cool to hear. I think a challenge is the only way to get better at things, at least for me. Or I think it's the only way for me to actually hold myself accountable. All right, yeah, so because of the way I drew that with the symmetry, it's treating it as one continuous line, so I need to manually erase that stuff, but that's fine. We can do that. I'm over here doing all this like erasing and stuff because I'm not ready to draw in the other couple letters. Okay, let's figure it out. I think we can delete that and then lower the opacity on this. And I'm gonna go back to sketching here because I don't know exactly what these are gonna look like. So this, how does this, what did I draw here? Okay, so this K and then that, it's gonna be like that. This N is a hot mess. Okay. I think I actually want to do those now because it's making the rest of it confusing for me. This is a math drawing. Okay. Now, this E, just use that space, and then like this point, we could do that. It's like a little heart. And the eye, not psyched about the eye, but there's not much we can do. How do we solve this problem? You know what? I think we're gonna do something drastic. Ready? This whole end, this whole side. We can use this shape, the overall angle, but we can't do everything else. We can't match those exact lines and have it, the eye, not look stupid. So we're gonna fix that. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it on our own. How did I make the simplest name the hardest one so far? That's the real question. Naveen, you said, have you ever drawn a character with large limbs and then probably rigged in After Effects? I don't know how to use After Effects at all. I've tried a couple times and I just get frustrated and I bail on it. However, I am currently maybe trying to learn Moho because I had it recommended to me by a few people that are smart people and know stuff about animation, and I downloaded it and I started messing with it last night, but I do need to spend more time, and I usually have a hard time committing to that kind of thing, but I have a file and I put bones in it and I did stuff, so keep harassing me if you want that to happen. Whoops. Forgot to merge it. Hi. How's it going, everyone? Sorry. I got quiet again. Because I'm trying to figure stuff out. Let me see. AJ, you said you've tried to draw 50 faces challenge before, but the ADHD kicked in around 13 and you forgot about it entirely. Faces are hard. Yeah, that's why I feel like if I do it for like one continuous video, the problem is I just don't know if my ego can handle being that bad at something for a full video. But sometimes I can do a decent portrait. It's just there will be so many that it won't work on. So I have to hope that some of them will be okay. All right, Kevin. I hope you like it. This is I feel like a unique one, but I think it's kind of fun. I like where it turned out. I wasn't expecting to get here, but you know, that's the whole thing, right? That's where we started. Interesting. Okay. What do we got next? Mike Hollick. Holli. I feel like we got to go total opposite on this one. No more math. Wolfgang Morrow, you said a little suck up moment, but I get my illustration students to watch your videos. I love that. Thank you. Let's see. Maybe we'll do some like wiggly letters. So I'm gonna duplicate this and then just kind of drag it over here and use this as like a loose structure just to help it be a little bit more cohesive, but still keep it kind of wiggly and organic. So I think I'm just gonna roughly get the letters in here first and then think about stylizing that after I figure out the overall shape. Oh, I used that line down there, but I actually kind of like how that works. So I think I'm gonna go with that. That was unintentional. Okay. Okay, we're ready. Scotty, you said No one from your family is being forced to watch. You started watching it and it just grew. Oh, well, that's nice to hear. Classic anchor, smoothing up. Set Pixels, you said, is a long sleeve with cross finger shirt. Oh, that's the one you're wearing. And your wife has a good talk. That's awesome. You said you would have had that too, but it went out of stock in your size. Oh, sorry about that. Those sold pretty quickly. Glad you like my work and my stuff. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mike and Dawn, you said it's unbelievable that you can speak and draw and problem solve all at once. Thanks. Sometimes I trail off, forget what I'm talking about. So, it's not, I'm not the best at it, but I can hide it a little bit when I'm making videos because I can edit them, but I can't really hide it in the live streams. Guagster, you said you're way behind on this video, but really like the idea of the band logo redraw video. Maybe Ned's Atomic Dustbin could be on the list. Hey, I did actually listen to some of their stuff, and it was pretty cool. I was into it. I listened to it 2 of the days when I was driving to paint that mural in the car, and it's like a 20-minute drive there. So that's like 40 minutes of listening to them, and I was into it. All right, Mike Holick or Holick. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I hope you like it. Oops. Next up is Serene, Sirine. The ADHD is so strong right now that I have to like really focus and look at it to see all the letters. I already started, it looked like I was doing that S in script. Maybe I should see if there's a script situation here that works. It's not great. Let's see. What else can we do? Could do some like hybrid situation. It's kind of a cool shape. Let's see if we can make that happen. So I was thinking that maybe this R could curve up, dot the I, and then the I could flow into the R, and this could probably needs something like that. And then this. I wonder if they can. I don't love that last thing I did, but let's see if we can make it a little bit better. I think that connection to the eye was a little bit too much. It's kind of weird, but I think it's kind of fun. I think we can make it work. Naveen, you said, last tough one. How do you handle art criticism if somebody says they don't like what we do? You know, I have a lot of practice with that. I've been posting my work on the internet for, you know, over 20 years. And I sometimes make drawings about things that make people upset. And you know, it is what it is. People who actually make stuff aren't usually the ones who are criticizing. It's usually the people who don't make anything. So you can kind of take their criticism with a grain of salt. It's easy to criticize when you're not doing anything yourself. So tell them to shut up. Someone on Instagram called my art mid, and I didn't really understand what that meant, because it was just like, oh, okay, mid. But I guess that's it's a very current term, a Gen Z term, but it wasn't a Gen Z person who said it. I think they were like trying to be cool, but they were just mad because I did I just did like an anti-Trump Musk thing, and that makes a lot of people mad, so they criticize my art and reported it as hate speech. But I just drew, I made a dumb gif of Trump as Krang from Ninja Turtles with No, the body is Trumpet. Musk is the brain inside. And it's went a little viral on Instagram, so it's like over 1 million views right now, so there's lots of angry people in the comments, and it's kind of funny. All right, I think what we need to do for this to pull it all together, I think, is I'm going to make a black shape and then knock the lettering out of it. You may have seen me do this in the past, but we're going to do it again. Felicity, you said, really appreciating you dedicating time to doing this, and probably everyone else knows, but I discovered I can open downloaded Photoshop brushes now right into Fresco. Yep. Yeah, Fresco brushes are Photoshop brushes, so any brush you have in Photoshop can use right in Fresco. Okay, so let's load that as a selection, and then erase it from this layer. Now we've got this shape, which I think is kind of cool. I like how it all connects and is flowing together. I hope you like it too. Serene. I think I just want to mildly thin this out right here. Yep. Cool. Thank you. Unfortunately, that has to be the last one. It's been an hour and a half, and I have to go over to that gallery today for the gallery reception thing. So I got to get some work done and head over there. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for tuning in. I do live streams every Friday. New video on Tuesday. That video on Tuesday will be the mural video, so check that one out. And don't forget to grab a hoodie if you want one. Use the promo code LIVE. And good talk. I'll see you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.